The HUAWEI Watch Fit 3 is the third iteration of Huawei's affordable, stylish and fitness-orientated smartwatch, and this time, for the first time, we have a form factor change to an almost square design. Starting at €159, this watch has plenty of features to offer and is probably one of the best choices for tracking your vitals for an affordable price. So let's sum up what's new. Looking at the specs, the thing that stands out the most is the screen. It is quite big at 1.82 inches and the 480x408 pixel resolution also looks great in person. It's an extremely bright screen as well, with 1500 nits of peak brightness, making it perfect for also workouts on sunny days. The watch is only 26 grams, without the strap of course, and the 400 mAh battery, which can last up to 10 days, also looks pretty hefty, considering the compact size of the watch with only 9.9mm thickness. There's also a completely new and stylish design with 6 color options, which we'll check out a bit later in this video with a few different strap options. If you opt for the leather version, you will be able to fit standard 20mm straps, the one with a pin and a quick release mechanism. The other straps use a Huawei designed quick release. This watch comes with the new Huawei TrueScene 5.5 health indicator technology, the all new Huawei TrueSleep 4.0 and science-backed fitness training features. Even though it has a low price tag, it features SpO2 measurements, always-on display support, superior battery life and even fast charging. And of course, pretty detailed sleep tracking with sleep briefing awareness feature, as well as a personal science-backed sports trainer. It can track well over 100 workout modes, and I've tried it on indoor and outdoor workouts with really great results and very detailed information on the watch and in the Huawei Health app. It also features auto workout detection, which is supported for some workout modes, and almost everything can be tracked with this watch. The amount of workout modes is crazy, ranging from cycling over bowling even to esports, and I even used it to track my route on my motorbike. A motor racing mode is included as well, but my only wish is that Huawei implements a motorbike tracking mode, because I mainly use the outdoor cycle or motor racing mode when I go for a ride. But nevertheless, the built-in GPS can track your route, while you can track your vitals like heart rate and also your calorie burn. Now, talking about calorie burn, this watch helps you to stay fit and lose weight with the built-in Stay Fit app. What's really interesting is that the Stay Fit app tracks resting calories, which no other watch on the market, as I'm aware of, does. And so far from what I've observed, it is working great. Now, eating clean is really hard, but Stay Fit always reminds you of your calories. So you can put in what you're eating on the phone, which is quite fast, as you just search for what you eat and how much, and it calculates your calorie intake. Then it takes off how much you burned, what's your goal, and tells you how much you can still eat. An absolutely great tool to keep a proper record of your calories, and it helps to lose weight in the right way. The HUAWEI Watch Fit 3 runs on Huawei's own operating system, HarmonyOS, and you pair it to your phone using the Huawei Health application. This app can be found in the Huawei App Gallery, on the App Store on iOS devices or the Google Play Store on Android devices, so it works with all kinds of phones. Further, the watch has built-in GPS, built-in storage for music, which is enough for more than 300 songs with decent quality, Bluetooth support for headphones, a microphone and as well a built-in speaker. It is available from now, so check the links down below, and now let's dive deep in and check out all the models. Well guys, it's now time for a quick hands-on with the HUAWEI Watch Fit 3. I have all the models right over here and we'll quickly go through the differences. Maybe before we start and have a closer look, let me explain you the models. We have right over here the green version with the green fluoroelastomer strap. The body itself is silver, but it comes with matching watch faces that are really beautiful to match the style. Basically, all of the series, every model has a watch face that fits the outer design of the watch. Then here we have the moon white version. It is not a really clean white, it's more like a creamy white, and I think it's quite beautiful. Also comes with a silver frame, but comes here with the red crown, which I think looks really cool. Right over here we have the black version, well, black classic. We have a black frame, which is more like a darker kind of gray, and here, as you can see, with a black strap. This model right over here is my favorite model. This is the gray version with a nylon strap with really nice accents, like here the red crown, here the red line in the button, and here the red Huawei logo. This, I think, is my absolute top model out of this line. Then right over here we have the pink version. This is also with a pink fluoroelastomer strap and also comes with a pink, nice, looks kind of rose gold frame. And right over here we have probably the most fancy version of the Watch Fit 3 lineup. This is the pearl white edition. It comes with a golden frame, a special designed watch face, and as you can see, a leather strap inside orange with white stitching, outside this creamy white, and it is real leather, as you can see, so it will also of course age with the watch but give it a nice touch. And yeah, the straps, they can be removed. You just press in here and then you pull it out. The system on all of the Watch Fit 3 is the same, just the straps are different. So I'll just show you this on the other straps. So here we have, for instance, here the pink version. You also take off the strap like this, and you can even attach the pink strap to the pearl white edition. So the mounting system is basically the same because the body of the watch is the same on all of the watches. Just it differentiates a little bit in terms of color, in terms of little details that match the overall design of the watches. So as I've told you, there are different straps. So we have 4 of the watches, basically the green, the moon white, the black and the pink, that come with this fluoroelastomer strap. So basically fluoro rubber strap. And it is not like basic rubber. Now this has a very smooth texture. So the good thing about this is even if you're sweating, this doesn't get itchy, this doesn't get stick. It is very smooth and it's a different kind of rubber, I would say, but it feels quite premium. Now those watches have basically the same type of strap that will differ in terms of color. The gray version comes with a nylon strap, and this is my overall favorite because it is very light and you just slide the watch over your hand to the wrist. You just close it, and as you can see there are no holes, so you can close it however you want to, a little bit stiffer, a little bit less stiff. And for tracking, if you want to have really good contact, you can make it a bit stiffer. And then if you want to relax, you just, loosen it up a little bit. And I think for me, this is really the perfect strap because it's very lightweight. The watch itself also only weighs 26 grams without the strap. And with this very light strap, sometimes I don't even realize I'm wearing this watch. So for sleep tracking, I'm absolutely in love with the gray version with the nylon strap. And also I think it looks pretty cool with the red Huawei logo. All right, that's regarding the straps. As I've told you, interchangeable with different Huawei straps, so you can put whatever you want to. Now let's have a closer look at the watch body. As I've told you before, the watch body is the same on all of the watches, but it differs in terms of the frame color. If you have a closer look at the display, now the display is 1.82 inches and it's not really a square, it's actually with an aspect ratio of 1.18 by 1, and the screen to body ratio is around 77.4%. Doesn't sound a lot because we have bezels with 2.7 millimeters on the top and bottom, and on the left 1.8 and on the right also 1.8. But with the AMOLED screen, the blacks are really black, and if you have a black background, this looks like bezel-less. So the 2.5D glass on top gives it also a really nice look. Anyhow, regarding the durability, I was wearing this watch here for 2 weeks. I bumped it into several door frames, into my car's frame, and there are no visible scratches yet, so it seems to be quite durable. Also on the frame, I was a bit worried on the frame, but there was something you can, just wipe it off. So in terms of build quality, I think for the price range that Huawei offers, they're always over-delivering on terms of the build quality, because the build quality is really fantastic. Now we have a rotatable crown here on the right side, and we have a customizable down button here also on the right side. This should probably be a microphone, and here is the speaker. The sensor is the Huawei TrueScene 5.5 sensor with several improvements, and here is the charging port. Now the watch is waterproof up to 5 ATMs, so the charging port, as always, is also this magnetic port that just attaches with the two contacts. I didn't remove it for the shower as it's waterproof. You can also use it to track your pool, swimming, activities or whatever, so you don't have to worry about that. In terms of waterproofing, Huawei is pretty good in this. All of the Huawei watches I had, I never had any issues with the waterproof rating, that they got any water damage, which is pretty fantastic build quality. Now, one thing that is really amazing is actually the rotatable crown. So we're looking here at a price point that is much cheaper than, let's say, competitor watches that look similar. And rotatable crowns, sometimes on cheap smartwatches, I had many of them, it is really horrible in terms of how it translates to the movement in the menu. But as you can see, this is smooth as butter. And also the feedback, the vibration feedback, so the haptic feedback, it feels fantastic. Every single click, so like really good engineering. Now, for me, this is really important because I love classic watches, and coming to a smartwatch, this gives you a little bit of the feeling back of having something mechanical with the haptic feedback. And if it's then also smooth in the menu, it's really a pleasure to use it. So for me, that's really important, and I think they really nailed it. Now guys, I just told you all of the watches are the same when it comes to the body, which is not essentially true. Yes, they have all the same features, but there is one feature that made it only to the gray version and to the white version, and this is NFC. So the models you can see here, like the green, the moon white, the black and the pink, they don't have NFC built in. Now, when you're looking here at the gray version, under more connections, you will find NFC right over here, and the default payment app, it says Huawei Wallet. Now, I tried it out, but Huawei Wallet is not available in my region yet. So Huawei is usually rolling it out on different countries. So you need to see if payments are supported in your country, and then also make sure that if you want to use payments, if that function works in your country, either get the gray version or the pearl white version, because the other versions, they don't have NFC built in. So if I have a closer look here, I go to the settings, I go all the way here to more connections. As you can see, there is the option for health and fitness to basically attach it to other devices like a treadmill or something like this to have the heart rate data, but NFC is not built in. So just to mention, if you're looking into payments, which I'm not, I'm most of the time just paying with my phone, then the gray version or the white leather version. Well guys, let's go. Let me show you the user interface. Now, this is the home screen with that watch face, and every watch comes with a different watch face to match the style. Some of them are also animated, as you can see as this one, and you can use the rotatable crown for some nice effects. If you want to change the watch face, no problem, you just tap and hold, and in there you have different watch faces. So as you can see, also you can have the green one from the green watch, here the watch face from the pearl white version, and some of them are also animated, like the time illusion. If you're using here the crown, as you can see, you have some nice and smooth animations. So it's right now really playful, also with those fun mood watch faces with different emojis. So Huawei really polished the UI to make it also a little bit fun, stylish. Depending on your mood, you can easily change that with one single tap. So my favorite watch face is actually the one with the blue planet. You probably also know from other Huawei watches. And yeah, let's have a closer look on what you can find here in that home screen. So if you swipe here to the left, you will actually get a weather widget. You can also see here, for instance, the controls for the music. The watch has an integrated speaker, but of course you can also pair FreeBuds, you can listen to music, and here you can completely control it. And if you're in the music player, you can use the rotatable crown to adjust the volume, and you see this also really smooth, and you can choose where it should play. Like on this device, you can even let it play on the smartphone and control the music like this from your watch. So it's actually pretty cool. Now, if you swipe here to the right, you will get to the activity records. Now, this is really useful because with one single swipe and one view, you can actually see if you matched already your activity for today. Here you can set your goals, like for instance, how much you should move and burn calories, how much you should exercise, or how much you should stand. And you can see here, standing is lagging a bit behind. I was cycling today, so I exercised actually enough. But maybe the next 2 hours I should maybe work on the standing desk. So it really helps you to check on what is missing for the day to complete your goal. Now, if you tap this, you get some more details, like exactly how much was your move goal, exercise goal, how much is missing for standing. You can see also the steps, distance walked, how many calories burned, etc. So you have really a lot of information in there. Actually, I'm not always looking in there because I just use the summary, and if something is missing, I change accordingly. Then this is also really a useful slide because it gives you a health status with one single view. What you can see here is all the vitals, all the data here in one graph. So you can see here your heart rate, you can see the heart rate graph over the time, you can see your SpO2, you can see here the stress monitoring, you can see your sleep data if you were wearing the watch while sleeping. You can also quickly go to the breathing exercises. For instance, people with panic attacks, this really helps a lot to use the watch to just breathe normally, get back in the rhythm. Then here you can quickly get to the heart rate. Today I was cycling really intensive, so I had a heart rate of almost 150 on peak. And yeah, you get a lot of data, not only to reach your goals, but also to optimize your workouts. If you swipe one more slide here to the right, then you can see the calendar and something like this. This is like by default like this. Here you also have, for instance, here a quick view on your goals, and you can quickly start workouts. And this is also completely customizable. So you can go here to custom and change the icons. For instance, if you're not swimming, if you're just doing indoor cycling or something like this, you can replace the icon so you can quickly also start the training. And all of those pages, like also the moon phase is in here, and all of this is completely customizable. If you just tap and hold, you can go here to the plus and add plenty of different, I would say, information widgets, depending on what's important for you. There's even a cycle calendar, which is obviously not important for me, but for women, for instance, this can be important, so you can just add it to your widget collection. There's also stress monitoring if that's important to you, the music player, the compass, the weather if you want to see that. So it's really completely customizable, and I think the UI is really neat, and the best thing about the UI is it is really smooth. If you swipe up from the bottom, you actually get here your notifications. I don't like to be distracted by my watch, so I keep most of the notifications on off. However, all the notifications are customizable in the Huawei Health application. There you can choose which app should send notifications to your watch. So I keep it simple. I try to keep most of my notifications off, otherwise it's taking too much time from my day. Now, if you swipe down from the top, you get here to the quick toggles. First of all, you have screen on, which keeps the screen on. If you tap it, you can extend this from 5 minutes to 20 minutes. I always use this feature for filming to keep the screen on. It can also be useful sometimes if you want to keep the screen on for some reason. But the longer you keep it on, of course, it will maybe decrease battery life. There is an alarm clock, there is Find My Phone, there's Do Not Disturb if you're in a meeting or whatever, and there's the sleep mode. The sleep mode is something I always activate when I'm sleeping because my wife doesn't want that the device lights up. She gets crazy with lights in the bed because it wakes her up. She has a very light sleep. And in here, if you activate this mode, Raise to Wake is disabled, and once it goes into the standby here, screen is off, and as you can see, you can move it, it will not turn on. Sleep tracking will still work, and this is just a feature so you have some peace in the bed and no lights or no vibrating. Also, the flashlight has been, let's say, reworked. It's now completely RGB, so you can choose any color you want to. Can be really cool for parties if you want a light, or at a concert if you want to light something up. The flashlight in here, of course, it has different patterns, also flashing or just the regular flashlight, where you can adjust the intensity with the crown, and this is working really good, so absolutely smooth. Alright, that's regarding the quick toggles here. If we go up, there's also drain. The watch is waterproof. but sometimes water can get into the speaker, especially if you're swimming. So after swimming, you activate this mode, then you shake it a little bit to get the extra water out of the speaker, so the speaker is free again. Also, quickly, you can set here alarms. It really helps me to wake up in the morning if something is vibrating on my wrist. That's actually pretty good. And last but not least, up here we have the settings, which we'll check out right now. Now the watch supports Bluetooth, so you can also connect, for instance, to Huawei headphones, to the FreeBuds, but it doesn't support Wi-Fi. Then more connections. This one also has NFC, just like I mentioned before. The gray version and the pearl white version, they have NFC. If you have compatible devices, you can also connect it to fitness devices as a heart rate input, depends on the device you have. Then here you have also watch face and home. Here you can set the always on display to on and off. And you can also choose if you want to raise the watch to show the always on display or raise the watch to show the watch face. And of course, tasks in progress, device status, you can configure all of that here. And last but not least, you can change how the home menu should look like. If you want to have this menu where you have a lot of little icons where you can zoom in and out, or if you just want to have a list, if you want to keep it more simple. Display and brightness, as I've told you, the display is very bright with up to 1500 nits. You can see it here in the camera. It really fades out a little bit. I have to turn it down. Automatic brightness can be adjusted here. I mostly keep it in automatic. The light sensor is doing a really good job. And the sleep timeout can also be set in here. So then we have sounds and vibration. Of course, it has a vibrator that feels really good. Cheap smartwatches, on some of them, the vibration feels absolutely horrible, but the build quality here is really good and the vibration feels very smooth. That's really like high quality. Here you can also turn on or off the crown haptics if you want to, but I really like it. It gives it a little bit of that mechanical feeling. I never have a pin on my smartwatch. I don't really care about that, but if you want to, you can set a pin here. There's also the permission manager for different apps you can install. You can also give permissions, for instance, like for the maps, the GPS permission. Here's the smart assistant, so AI voice. To be really honest, I'm not really using that feature. You can say, for instance, play music, and it will open up the music player and stuff like this. But honestly, I'm not really using that AI assistant, but it is in there if you want to use it, and it's usually configured for a long press on the down button. There's also notifications, for instance, here to turn on the screen when notifications are received or not. I like to keep it off because, as I've told you, I don't want to be disturbed during working, and only show notifications when worn. So if you put the watch on a table, that no one can grab your watch and read the notifications. The down button, as I've told you, is completely customizable, so you can set it to anything you want to. Usually I have it for start a workout, but it can be a shortcut for anything you use a lot. Here is system and updates. So far the watch received frequent software updates. Usually with Huawei, I'm not worried about software updates. The last one was even 500 megabytes, a lot of bug fixes, a lot of new features. So in the future, don't worry about the software updates. Then here you can disconnect the watch from your current phone. So if you want to pair it with a new phone, you have to disconnect and we'll actually reset the watch. And yeah, that's everything you can find here in the settings. Overall, it is pretty neat. It's easy to use. And now let's have a closer look here at the menu. So if you press the crown, you get here to the menu. Here you can scroll in and out. As you can see, very smooth. You can also have the list icon if you want to. And if you press the down button, for me, it's configured to start a workout. It features a lot of workout modes. There's plenty of things in there already. So the basics like running, like walking, cycling, swimming. But if you go to add right over here, as you can see, there are, I don't know, over 100 workout modes, I think. I even never heard about monitoring esports, but that's a pretty cool thing that even esports is in there. So as you can see, bowling, volleyball, softball, sailing, rowing, so plenty of activities in there, even sledding. So if we tap on here on workout records, we can actually see the records from our workout, but in Huawei Health you have more data. So if you want to quickly see how your workout was on the watch, well, you can do it right over here in the workout records. But if you want to see more, actually go to the Health application on the phone. So regarding the applications, what you have here, so you have plenty of things. First of all, we have stress monitoring. I didn't really know what to think about that, but it somehow works. For instance, today is Monday. I was a bit more stressed than on the weekend, so it went up to over 50, especially in the morning when I had to do a lot of emails. And I'm not sure how it calculates that, maybe from the heart rate, but it's something that's kind of interesting to see. It comes with the cycle calendar if you need that. Of course, I couldn't really test this feature. Then notifications in here, there's also an app for that. There's the flashlight. There's even little games. I mean, this is like some kind of Flappy Bird, so nothing really fancy in there. But maybe in the future there will be support for more apps and games. I will show you later how to get those applications on the watch. Then here is also a compass. So it has a magnet sensor inside that is fine, but it doesn't have an air pressure sensor. So like on other Huawei watches and other Huawei flagship watches, there is no air pressure sensor in there. Also, ECG heart rate sensor is not in the HUAWEI Watch Fit 3, but heart rate sensor, like continuous heart rate tracking with the Huawei TrueSync 5.5, that is included. Other than that, it basically features most of the things that the other watches also have, like accelerometer, gravity sensor, the magnet sensor, light sensor, but well, air pressure sensor is not in the Watch Fit 3. There's also sleep tracking right over here, as we've seen before, calendar, also calories tracking. So here you can put in your intake of food if you want to. This is good to use on the phone because it's easier to put in the things. I don't use it that much to write everything down. It's just too much work for me. I just see my calorie deficit right over here, and then I adjust my food intake accordingly just to control my weight, because I'm trying to lose weight right now. Now the watch will measure SpO2 all the time, so you don't have to go into the application and measure it. It will do that actually when you're wearing the watch, and you will get a graph during the day, also when you're sleeping, while it measures SpO2. All of that is done in the background, but if you want to measure it right now at the moment, you have to open up this application, and it will take around 30 seconds to get a pretty accurate measurement. So now it's 96. Of course, you should be quiet, you should lay your hand down, and you probably shouldn't talk, but well, this is how the process here works. Now, if we go further, there is also a remote shutter included, so you can use it to control, of course, the camera of your smartphone. So if you take a picture, it will take a picture here on the phone. That is working fine. Then in there we also have the wallet function. So it asked me here to open up the Health app and add cards to my wallet, but in my country this feature is not available yet, and also it would only make sense on the NFC versions of the Huawei Watch Fit 3. So, and down here I also installed some third-party applications, like here is Mob Cards. This is an app you can install on your phone. You can put in the cards from the store or something like this and sync it actually with your watch and use it then on the watch, which is pretty useful. There's also a Spotify control to listen to Spotify with the phone, of course, because it doesn't have internet connection. And also there is a Google Maps plugin. If you start navigation, it will stream the navigation also on the watch, which is nice really for motorcycling. And yeah, there are some third-party applications, not too many at the moment right now because the watch is quite new, but some of them are also really useful. Alright, so now let's have a closer look at the software on the phone. The software is called HUAWEI Health. On Huawei smartphones, it's available in the app gallery. On other Android smartphones, it's available in the Play Store. And on iOS devices, it's available in the App Store. So let's have a closer look. I always review HUAWEI Health when there's a new watch, and every time there are new features, so it's really improving a lot. It looks already a little bit different again than the last version. Now, first of all, at the top here, you have, if you want to switch back here, your activity rings or those new health clovers. They're already in the last version I've tested, and in there it's very sophisticated. So if you tap this, you can also set goals. For instance, it will ask you a question, what do you want to do? Do you want to boost your immune system, or do you want to lose weight, etc.? And then HUAWEI Health will give you a plan on what you should do, like the time to get up, drink water, do the breathing exercises, have at least 20 minutes of activity, steps, etc. And once it's done, it says it's done. So for today, I'm already good to boost my immune system, which is fine. So you really have a total guide if you want to at least, perform a little bit better in terms of being healthy. Of course, this is not a medical advice. This is also not really a medical device at all. That's why you always have those pop-ups. Yeah, it's not a medical device. You cannot diagnose anything with this. But I think still with all those tips you get, it just helps you to live a little bit healthier. Alright, so here let's check out this route. We did a GPS test in Luxembourg. It's a beautiful park, it's quite big. It has very high trees in this area and less high trees, or almost no trees in this area where it's really flat. So we started here at the parking lot, we went here through the gate, and in there's no real way on the maps. So it was really relying on the GPS, and I think it got it quite well. In here also we stopped with the kit. I tested if it will show here, and it shows also up because we made a circle here. Here we crossed that river. Now the bridge is quite wide, so I can't really tell if it detected if we went over the bridge on. Then right over here we went over the bridge. Well, the bridge here on the map looks smaller than it actually is. It's quite wide, that's why I think it shows the way like this. And then we went here to the restaurant. So GPS tracking seems to be fairly accurate. Of course, it depends if you have really high trees or something like this around you, which can block the GPS signal. Maybe it's not that accurate. However, in this area where it's quite open, here the tracking was really good because we went here to see the ducks close to that river, and it got that also pretty good. So I think GPS tracking is working good on the watch, and it's really nice because it's very light, it's very tiny, and you don't need to bring your phone to track your route. Also, you can see the dynamic tracking. This is basically a video of your workout, and there you can see the whole route, how you went through that. So it's a pretty nice animation also to share with your friends. And yes, I think it's a perfect watch for sleep tracking because it is very, very light, and I feel very comfortable using it for sleep tracking. And it can get all the data in here. And I think it is very good because it can monitor your heart rate. I found out my heart rate goes sometimes very low, but seems to be normal. SpO2 is also monitored during your sleep. And another important thing, the respiratory rate. That can detect if you have some issues with the breathing during sleeping, which can be dangerous. So if you like to track your sleeping and want to find out if there is something wrong with your respiratory rate, this might be a good thing to do. And also it will give you a sleep score, like how good you slept, what you could improve, like go to bed earlier, etc. So that is actually pretty cool. And also I realized I wasn't sleeping so well. Then I checked the app and it told me I had light sleep very high with 55% here. So that's basically it. Skin temperature is also not included with the HUAWEI Watch Fit 3, but other than that, like sleep tracking, all the workout tracking, that is included. Now, exercises, you can also start here from HUAWEI Health. Then here we have devices. So in there you can also download different watch faces from the store. There are many free watch faces in there, as you can see, even those animated ones, but there are also some really special watch faces that are actually paid. But even in the free selection, you will find plenty of cool watch faces, even also for, I think, younger people. Like you have little cows, little emojis that you can display, so it looks really playful. If you go to the watch right over here, you can also go to the app gallery button. In the app gallery, you can download additional apps. Right now it's a bit limited. Those are the apps that are available, basically everything I've shown you, a little game, some calendar, Spotify control, navigation, but I think in the future HUAWEI will add some more apps to the HUAWEI Watch Fit 3 app gallery as well. Here you can also see some more functions. It also supports quick replies. For instance, if you get a message, you can use those quick replies, which you can see right over here. But you can also add your own custom replies. Like I I inserted YOLO, for instance, here. So you can just customize this to whatever you're using. The wallet is not available in my country or region. It really depends on the country or region whether wallet will be unlocked or not. And you need to have, of course, the NFC version of the Watch Fit 3 to also use that function for payment if it's possible. So yeah, that's basically it. That are the main features you can find in there. Maybe something to mention, you can also add and manage music on your phone. By default, Dream It Possible by Huawei is in there. If you want to add songs, you go to Add Songs. You can do it from your local storage or download, or go to Find More Songs here, where you can also download some music and then just transfer it to your smartwatch. And then you can connect the FreeBuds to the smartwatch, and while you're running outside, you can listen to music without bringing your phone, and at the same time, you can track your workout. So overall, that is everything you can find here in Huawei Health. Of course, Huawei Health is also available on iOS. Now this is Huawei Health for iOS. Basically, it looks very similar. Some features are not included. For that, you need to have an Android or Huawei smartphone. Also, for instance, to install additional apps over the Huawei app gallery, that you cannot do with the iOS version. But other than that, all the other basic features like workout tracking, all the data, all of that you will also get in the iOS version of Huawei Health. So guys, we're now here at the end of this video. I really hope I could give you here an in-depth look on the brand new Huawei Watch Fit 3 lineup. So now my personal opinion, I think it is a fantastic smartwatch for the price, great build quality, great materials, a very bright and beautiful screen, polished UI, so it is very fast, snappy, and it feels just much more refined than the previous generation. But the main killer feature is actually the battery life. So up to 10 days maximum of battery life is fantastic. Now, it of course depends on your usage, but this is not a smartwatch that you have to charge every day. And charging a watch every day, I think for me, this is just too annoying, especially if you want to use sleep tracking. And for sleep tracking, workout tracking, and you don't want to charge every day, I always recommend Huawei watches, and the Fit 3 is really a budget-friendly watch that can track your fitness activity and is also perfect for sleep tracking while also being lightweight, stylish, and comes with a really neat and fast UI. So if you have any questions about the Huawei Watch Fit 3, feel free to write it down below in the comments. I'll try to reply as soon as possible. Check out all the links to the Huawei website down below in the description. Check the website of your country to see the availability of the models. This can vary depending on the country. And as always, guys, big thanks for watching until here. I'm Steven from TechMagnet, and I'm signing out. See you in the next one. Bye.